Alright, I see a lot of people asking around here and there every once in a while how to do a 24-volt start system. So this is on my 06 TRX, my cross-country racing bike. It's a very simple process to do. This year I'm going to try this Brat Motorworks 24-volt setup. It goes behind the airbox. You got to cut the factory toolkit pouch out of the back of the plastics, and then it gets held on with, I've got mine zip tied on, but it gets just a U-clamp put on each side of it. You don't have to drill any holes in the subframe or anything. It just gets a U-clamp around each side of it. I just haven't got mine yet. I'm not real crazy about the wiring that came with it, so I'm going to make new ones for it so that I can make them the length I want them and run them where I want to run them, so it looks a little bit better, because I'm not real crazy about how this looks. But anyways, so on the 24-volt starting system, the factory 12-volt wire from the battery to the starter solenoid stays the same, and the factory chassis ground going to the engine cases stays the same. Where it gets different is on the other side of your starter solenoid, where it would originally go to the starter for a 12-volt system, is now going to go to the negative side of the second battery, and then the positive from the second battery will then go to the starter, and the second battery only becomes active when you hit the start button and engage the solenoid. It creates the ground for the second battery. I will say that the second battery will not be on the charging system, so it will have to have a battery tender put on it after you get done using it, after a race or after a ride. It's a little bit harder on the starter clutches, so you have to keep that in mind. I get a full year out of my starter clutches, and they usually haven't failed yet. I just replace them for peace of mind. It makes a tremendous difference on hot starting them if you stall it out after you've been riding for a while. And with XC Racing, they're all dead engine start, so it brings it to life a lot quicker on the line. It allows you to run the decompression lever just a little bit higher. This is on a manual decompression lever. It's an 06. So I set mine with a gauge at about 60 PSI, where I think the factory spec has it at around 50. So it allows you to run a little bit higher, so they start a little bit better. They do make kits, 24-volt kits, tons of companies do, that go up here and use this piece of the frame here where the that goes across in between the headlight mount, and they come with accessories for all of this stuff up here so they aren't just dangling around. I ran one up here last year, and it worked fine. I made my own wires for it. Actually at Lowe's, really cheap. I think I had probably less than $30 in all the wiring for it. The only thing I didn't like about it is you either had to leave leads on it for a battery tender and then reach up there and find them so you could plug it in, or you'd have to take the hood off to hook a battery charger to it, which can be somewhat inconvenient. So I'm excited to try this setup back here. All I gotta do is pull the seat off. It was really easy to cut the plastics out. So we'll see how it goes.